we as followers of Lord Buddha, when Lord Buddha Shakyamuni gave teachings to many different places, and then later, before entering into the Mahaparinirvana, Lord Buddha said to his followers that the followers and also the future followers should go to place where he was born, the Lumbini, etc. Also, he said we should go to these places like Lumbini and also Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, and Kushinagar. So through this, we can also say that indirectly Buddha is urging all the followers, including us, to do pilgrimage, to visit holy places, all the holy places, including all the different holy places that are here in Kathmandu Valley. So it is very significant to visit all these holy places. And also, we as a follower of Lord Buddha, when we go to these holy places, it is important first to generate the right intention. We should not go there as a tourist. We, as a followers, we should not go there as a sightseeing place. Instead, we should go there with the right intention, with the right motivation. Actually, in the teaching, it says there are many ways to multiply our actions, whether it's virtues or non-virtues, whether it's positive or negative. There are many ways to multiply these actions into 100,000 of times. And one of the ways is to do the actions in holy places, because holy place itself has special power. And because of this power, when we do good or bad actions in the holy places, then these actions will multiply into hundreds of thousands of times. So there's a differences between action which is done in the ordinary places or action which is done in holy places. Normally, we should always try to abandon the negative deeds and also always need to adopt the positive deeds. As I said, if one does actions in ordinary place, and if there's another one who does the same amount of action with the same intention at holy places, although they have done the same amount of action, they have had the same intention or motivation to do, but due to the differences in their place, the one who did in the holy place will accumulate much greater merit than the other one, although both have done the same amount of actions with the same intention. So this is the power of the place, power of the holy places. So therefore, we should really go there, and after going there, we should really put effort to do practice with the right intention, with the right motivation. The right motivation means we should not do any actions or any practice for oneself alone, or just for oneself to gain liberation from the suffering, etc. But we should have the thought renunciation, which means we should generate a sincere wish to gain liberation from the whole samsara, because whole samsara is in the nature of suffering. As long as we are in the samsara out of karma and mental affliction, then it means we are going to experience more and more sufferings. So if we need to gain liberation from the suffering, then we must gain liberation from the samsara. So therefore, we should generate the sincere wish to gain liberation from the whole samsara. And then based on this, then we should practice loving kindness and compassion. Loving kindness here means the great loving kindness or the limitless loving kindness, which means generating a sincere wish to gain happiness and to gain the cause of happiness for all the sentient beings without any exception or without any discrimination. So to have this, it is important first to recognize the object, which is all the sentient beings. So we as a Buddhist, we are not doing practice not only for Buddhist followers or not only for limited people, but we are doing practice for all the people, no matter whatever their beliefs are, no matter whatever religion that they are following. Irrespective of that, we should extend our loving kindness to all the beings, all the human beings of this world, and also all the animals of this world. Along with them, we should also focus all the other sentient beings. So in short, we should focus on the beings of the six realms without any exception. So by focusing on this, then we should try to generate this kind of loving kindness, and in the same way or as the same object, we should also practice the infinite or the limitless compassion, which means generating a sincere wish to free all the sentient beings from suffering and the cause of suffering, which are none other than the negative deeds. So we should focus on these practices as a fundamental practice, and then based on this, then we should develop the bodhicitta. Bodhi here means Buddha, citta means mind, and it means our mind. So bodhicitta means our mind that has the sincere wish to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all the sentient beings, and for that purpose one is really doing the Dharma practice, or one is really doing the virtuous deeds or positive deeds. So this is the bodhicitta. In short, we should develop all these, like total renunciation towards whole samsara, infinite loving kindness, infinite compassion, and bodhicitta. So with these in mind, then we should do the practice. So when we are visiting these holy places, we should also have same kind of motivation. We should have this kind of motivation. Based on this, then we should go to the holy places. And also, like example, the place where there's a stupa with Buddha's relic, then we should think that this is Buddha's wisdom, and also this is the wisdom of all the Buddhas. So we should think that this is the combination of all the Buddha's wisdom. So with such intention, if we visit such holy place, and if we can do virtuous deeds, like physically doing prostrations and kora or the circumambulation, verbally reciting the mantras or prayers, and mentally having a right motivation, and also with sincere faith and devotion, we should do the circumambulation or do the prostration, etc. So when we do like kora, for example, like when we do kora to Buddha stupa, at that time, to make this kora more effective, to make this kora more meaningful, then we should put all our focus on the kora. If our physical body is doing kora, and our voice and mind are not on the same direction or not on the kora, then it is not so effective. Which means if our body is doing kora, but at the same time our voice, or if we are talking about our own family or our own businesses or any other non-dhammic or any other mundane topics that we are talking, and then also the mind is also thinking of these things like families or businesses or any other mundane things, then only our body is doing the kora. Our voice and mind, or our speech and mind, are not supporting this body that is doing the kora. So then it means our action will not have strong merit. We won't be able to accumulate great merit through this. So to make this more powerful, to make this more meaningful, to make this more purposeful, for that we need all our body, speech, mind to do this same kora, or to do the virtuous deeds at the same time. So it means physically doing the kora, and then verbally reciting the prayers, any prayer that one knows with the right motivation, and then mentally, first we should have right motivation, and then with sincere faith and devotion we should do the kora. So if all our body, speech, mind are on same focus, through this way our kora becomes more effective. So, for example, if there are two persons who is doing kora, and one is doing kora by thinking this is a good exercise for one's own health, and one is doing not just for the health, not just as an exercise, but to accumulate merit for the benefit of all the sentient beings. Although both has done the same amount of kora to same stupa with same time, but the one who does with the right motivation will earn much greater merit than the other one, although they have done the same kora to the same stupa at the same time. So therefore, whenever we go to these holy places, it is very important to make use of it and to make this visit very meaningful. And to make this meaningful, we should have the right motivation, and also verbally we should do prayers and not talking about any mundane things or worldly things, and then physically doing the kora single-pointedly without stopping when one meets friends or others on the way. So just focus on Kora, just focus on virtues, just focus on the practice. Through this way, our practice becomes more powerful. And then also, it is important to do the virtues, and then at the end, it is important to do the dedication. Actually, whenever we do our practice, it is important to do a complete practice. Complete practice means first, as a preparation, we should have the right motivation in the beginning, and then the main part is the actual virtues that we are doing, or actual practice that we are doing, or like Kora or any other practice that we do. And then at the end, which is the conclusion part, and for that we should do the dedication. We should dedicate today's merit along with all the merits to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all the sentient beings without any exception. So whenever we go to holy places, or whenever we can, then we should have these three parts. With that, we should do the practice. And especially when we are visiting the holy places, we should have these three parts, and we should do the complete action of virtues. So through this way, we can accumulate great merit, and also through this way, we can really overcome the suffering, and we can really overcome the negative thoughts, and we can really gain temporary and ultimate happiness. So this motivation makes great difference. Although physically we are doing the same thing, but the one that has the right motivation will accumulate much greater merit. So this motivation can make great difference. So therefore, it is important to do any virtues with all these three parts, especially when we are visiting these holy places, so that we can really overcome the suffering, and we can really gain liberation and the enlightened state for the sake of all the sentient beings. And finally, I sincerely wish that may all of you receive the blessings of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha all the time. Thank you.